Apologize for being a little late. Better late than never. Let's see. Yeah, Tuesday already. When you get Monday off or you goof off at home, the time kind of flies by. So I guess I'm seeing a lot of you again today, 2 days in a row. How about this? Exciting. Take Two Tuesday here already. Tuesday, what are we? May 27th. Great. Welcome to all of you. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And I think the sound's working now. Everybody can hear me? Yes. Sounds good. Okay, good. Let's get this show rolling. What do we want to mention? Oh, yesterday on No Makeup Monday with Stephanie, I did mention this, but in case you didn't know, this one is back and it's kind of good. The stamp set's back. I want to show it to you guys real quick. Let me do that. Maybe I'm kind of just not all here yet, so bear with me. I appreciate your patience. And the America Background stamp set, it is a popular one. And I just wanted to let you know it is back on the website. Of course, for Memorial Day weekend, it would have been nice, but also with 4th of July coming up, it sold out the first time it went on the website. So again, I just wanted you to know that it is back on the website. So you can find that. What else? Let me see if I can. No, I don't think I'll be able to find that. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Oh, what else? Nope. Oh, gosh, sorry. Hang in there. Again, my name, I guess I'll just get my introduction going. I'm not finding what I need to find. Oh, let's see. This will help me out. I need likes. I really need some likes. So if you can hit the like button, if you do like this video, or the love, or whatever option you have, that'll be great. It'll help me out a lot. I'm trying to get discovered here and get our videos out to some people who maybe like to craft or hang out. Like to read the Bible. We do that together too. So we have some fun. We do have a great show planned for today. We're going to look at some dies from the Stamps of Life. We have some fun facts about pineapples. That would be good for summertime, right? Summertime card making. And we're also going to play the Family Feud game together today. And we usually do pretty good on that one. And that's kind of a short game, but we can all hang out and try to answer and see if we can win. Historically, we've done, that's about our best game. So hopefully we'll come through again today. What else? I'll give you some updates here as we get a little bit further on in the presentation. So again, my name is Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. This is called Take Two Tuesday. Once a week, we get together right here, live streaming. Today, the Instagram is currently working. So on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, we're on all those places. And we get together. We hang out for usually around an hour and a half-ish. I would like it to be closer to an hour, but this is just how long it takes. We'll look at some items from the Stamps of Life. We call it Take Two because we go back in time and take a second look at some of the older items from the Stamps of Life. And I have card samples. I'll show you the items on the website. I might show you a little bit of demo, partially how to make a card, how to cut with the dies or stamp. And we'll just have some fun together. Again, today we'll have the game and we'll have some fun facts. And what else? We'll do our devotional from the end of Proverbs chapter 18. So that's called our good news segment. And we'll just read our Bible for a minute. We're just kind of taking some verses out of Proverbs and kind of topical and just going over the topic. And there will be a couple add-on verses for it, but that will be fun. That will be at the end. So if you want to hang out for that, we should have a good time. What else? If you're not currently a subscriber, make sure you subscribe on to the Stamps of Life channel. I know a lot of you who watch these episodes are not subscribers, but that way you get notifications and that informs you when we're going live or when a new video gets posted. And of course, when that happens, if you want to watch them, you can watch them, great. Or if you want to ignore them, you can just ignore the alerts also. But it's nice to get reminders because we all get so busy, we just forget a lot of stuff, right? That happens to me, and I'm sure it happens to you. That's kind of just how life is. It gets crazy busy. So one of the big important things is I need you guys to participate. And that is by adding answers into our chat section below. Now, if you're watching this at a later time, you can always answer any of our questions down in the chat, the comment section below, not the chat section. But if you're watching live, you can answer right here in the comment section. So a question for you today, and again, it's great if you participate. If you just don't want to, I totally understand. But it helps people get more involved and interested. So my question for you is, when you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? When you were a kid, what were your plans? What did you want to do when you grew up? Add that in the chat. I'm going to tell you, I'm sure I went through all of them. Like I wanted to be a police officer, a firefighter. I probably joined the Army or the Navy, or I went through all of those. And then when I got in high school, I thought about being, I have no idea where I got this. I think it was short-lived. Then I wanted to be like an air traffic controller. I don't know how I got that on my mind, but I thought that's what I was going to be, at least for a couple of years in high school. But by the time I got out of high school, I totally forgot about that. What did I do? I ended up working, I was still in high school, but I worked at McDonald's. That was on the top of my list. And I waited on tables, which I made good money, but it wasn't going to be a lifetime career thing. And then I got a job at UPS. So that's where I ended up for a long time. And then here at the Stamps of Life. So all the things I thought I might be, none of those came to pass. But I think something better has come out of it. So let's see what you guys wanted to be. So we say, let's see. Pharrell says she wanted to be a teacher. And Michelle said a nurse. And Kellyanne, a veterinarian. Stacy said a nurse. Oki, Karen says surgical nurse. Olivia said she just wanted to live in the woods away from the city. All right. All right, great. So everybody jump in and answer just for fun, okay? And especially if you became what you wanted to be when you were a kid, let us know. That would be really awesome if you made it. If you made that achievement impressive. Doesn't really matter what it is, but if you set a goal in life and you can pull it off somehow, I think that's something to be proud of and just something awesome to chat about too, correct? Okay, we are going to get rolling. Let's see what else is happening. Going to see if I can find this real quick before we start. So our first item up today, and let me see if I can get some of our information on here. We got all kinds of stuff going here. And again, I wasn't as organized as I should have been because I wasn't at the office yesterday. And usually I do a lot of this stuff the day before to get a head start. But I got in the office and just kind of, all of a sudden I lost track of time. I'm like, wow, I didn't do a lot of things yet that I should have been doing. So here I am kind of scrambling. So let me see what else I can add here. No. Style. See if that works. Yep, that works. Great. Our first item up is the Pineapple Fold It card die set. Anybody guess what year this is? Can anybody guess? It's going back a little bit in time, maybe further back than you think. This is from, let me see, because even I have forgotten. I made these slides, but I forgot what I added. I think it's 2019. 2019, woo! June 2019, 16, not 16, what am I thinking? 6 years old. This might have been one of our original fold-its, one of the first ones, or I don't know how long Stephanie's been doing fold-its, but this is definitely one of the earlier ones. 2019, the Pineapple A2 fold-it. Now I just have a couple of, ooh, that's not good. Let's see. No, that's not good. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Oh, this will work. Okay. So this 2 samples is all I have, but I'm going to show you how we can at least die cut it. I did do some work. When was it? Sunday morning or yesterday morning? I was practicing cutting with this. It comes with 1, 2, let's see, 3 dies, I think. Let's check out the website first before I show you the samples. Here we go. On the website, there are a bunch more, and it is really good for summertime. Welcome card. You can add your little sunglasses there. You can use any colors you want. You know, it doesn't have to look like a real pineapple. You get to be creative. Who's ever seen a pink and a dark pink pineapple? But there it is. It looks fantastic. add it to your card front. It can make an A2 folded like that with the shades. Looks pretty cool. Too cool, it says. Party like a pineapple. Woo, nice. And there's a happy. That's the face that does come with the die set. And there it is again on the A2. So it makes a nice card front. Makes a nice folded. Again, this is something you could decorate a calendar with. You could maybe, if you had the smaller box die set, I think it would work with this. Stand tall, wear a crown, be sweet on the inside. And thanks. That's a nice thank you card. So these are all available on the Stamps of Life site. That's what you get right there, which is 3 dies, it says. So the shadow die, the inside die, and your little mouth and eyes will get cut out with that. So that is all on the website. There's a video, and we have lots of other pineapple stuff. So if you need something to accompany this, we have a pineapple to stamp clear stamps with matching dies. There's sayings for pineapple. And then, of course, there are some banana, which is a little bit darker, and lemonade, which is a little bit lighter. But you could use either of these shades as a pineapple. And there's Shine paper pad, which actually has pineapples on it. So that's all on the website. So if you are into pineapples, you're ready for summer card making, we have you covered here. Okay, let me show you the couple samples I have, and then we're going to do our fun facts for pineapples. We'll jump into that next. I have that. I'm going to... All right, I'm going to get my dies out here, and we're going to go ahead and die cut with this. You might have this already. If you have it, it's great. You can use it like with a lot of our flower die sets, some of our summer sets, our beach themed items. It's really good for summertime picnic cards. Maybe you're going on a trip or you're welcoming somebody back. So like a vacation card, or I don't know, just different ways you could use it. Obviously this is welcome here on it, but you could add any sentiment you want. It could be happy birthday. It could be thank you, get well, however you want to greet somebody with a pineapple. This one will definitely work. So it's kind of got that island theme to it. So if I think like we have islands to visit, probably have some nice stamp sets that are dies that would work with that. Any of those kind of beachy things you might find really fun to use. So let me open up the chat here so I can see what I wanted or see what you guys are saying. Sorry, no sound. Oh, you're back. Sound is back. Did my sound go out for a little bit? Sound is back, but not while showing the samples. What happened? Oh, I see what's happening. Hang on. Okay, hopefully I fixed it. Sorry. Let me show you those ones again. Real quick. I'm just going crazy here today. So this again is using dies, top fold, side fold. Hopefully I fixed the sound. Let me know if there's any problems. It's all connected to camera 1. If I keep my sound on camera 1, it's good. I messed up. It was my mistake. And then we had this is on the front of a card there, our A2 card, thinking of you. Again, any type of sentiment you want to add on there is good, okay? Again, I apologize for, I don't know, things have been going pretty smooth here lately. But you ever notice that, like when you start to think you kind of have life figured out and then it can just all start to fall apart? Does that ever happen to you guys? Like you go, oh, I know how to do this, no problem. And then the next time you go to do it, it just doesn't work out the way you expected. So that happens some of the time here on Take Two Tuesday. And this is just one of those days so far. So I'm going to show you how to die cut these two dies. The shadow, which will make the base of our card, and the inside piece, okay? And we'll decorate with that. And let's see, what else can we do? We're going to move over to the table, and I'll keep an eye on the sound. Yes, here we go. Switch, 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 switch. Life is kind of unpredictable, right? I mean, that's my excuse anyway. When things fall apart, I just go, well, it wasn't really me. It was just the technology, or it was, I don't know, blame it on something, bad luck, or whatever you want to say. But I kind of think it's better just to take responsibility for my mistake. So I hit the wrong button on the sound. Definitely all the sound issues have been my problem. I will take responsibility for that. All right, we have the two dies here. Let's get something. We want some things to contrast a little bit, but we do want it to look kind of pineapple-y. So let's see what we can find here. That might look kind of golden-y, maybe for our background. Let's see. Probably something green would be nice if I have something in a green shade here. Let's see what we have. I have a big stash of cardstock here. Big stash of cardstock. Oh, and when you go to look for a certain color, it's like, seems like you can never find that color. I don't know how that magically happens. Like, look at this. Do you see any green in here? I'm looking for green. And so I grabbed this big handful of paper out here, and I don't see one thing, one sheet that has even a shade of green in it. Yeah. All right, let's grab the next handful. Let's try this one. Still no green. This is crazy. I might have to just go for a crazy different background here in a second, because green is not to be found. What can we do? What could we do? That's slightly green, but that doesn't really look good. But anyhow, let's see what we can do with that. Oh, I have an idea. Check this out. I do have some, I can use that. That'll give us some green. So let's see what we can do with this combination. I'm thinking this will be the base of our card. This we can use for maybe the top of the, let's see, we'll use this for the top of the card, and we'll use this for the grid area. Let's see what happens when we do that. Let's give it a try. Okay, first off, with a folded card, you have to take your card and fold it in half. Fold it in half. And I want to kind of score this a little bit. And I don't have my score tool. I had a bone folder at some point. I found it. So you can use anything. I was just going to use the end of my scissors here to rub this down, but I did find my bone folder. That will be a little bit nicer. Just kind of really get this down. So we'll have a nice fold on our card. And what should we do? Let's go ahead and we're going to do we'll do a top fold here for this card. So let's go this direction. That looks good to me. And we're going to run that through the machine. And to save us a little time, I'm going to, I've got this backwards. We want to use this larger piece. This is the outside piece. This is the piece I should be using, everybody, for the folded part of the card. Sorry, my mistake. But, and you know, because it says place fold here, and it's the larger outside die. So this has to make the base. We're going to make the base with this, and then the other one will run through with that there. Let's see how we can do this. See if we can run two things through at once, and then we'll run our pineapple through with this. And let's get going. Okay, I know just about maybe every other week we end up doing a fold. We have a lot of folds, and I love to share them because they really are easy cards to make. And when you see somebody like me who's not a professional or design team member, but I can kind of put together a card with a fold-it. And I just want to encourage all of you that you can do it. If you've never used a fold-it, they are very fun, easy to use, and they offer a lot of versatility, lots of different ways that you can use this. So if you have this die set, jump in the chat and let us know. If you think you have this die set and you just haven't seen it since 2019, you can also post that in the chat, because when we get a lot of these toys or dies or whatever you want to call them, some of the time they get misplaced, right? Or they get forgotten about. So this comes in 2 different pieces. I could use this, but we're going to make our top different. So I have the option to use this one. And we're going to get rid of all the little chads in there. We'll get the rest out in a second, but those are all just falling out. I could have put adhesive on here, and that might have been a smart idea, but I didn't. And that would have been the adhesive sheet, but we're going without it. So we're off to a good start there. And let's check out our card base. Make sure that worked out okay. And it did. Good. So there we have our pineapple. And sadly, our pineapple has what? What is our problem? Who knows? We have a straight edge at the top of the pineapple, right? That doesn't look good. So we've got to fix that. This would kind of hide it, but you still got a straight edge under there. So what do? We take the same die that we just ran through here, and we're going to run it through again. But this time we're not going to run it on a fold. And hopefully I have enough cardstock here to, I think I do, just enough to pull that off. So let's give it a try. There's my base, but I don't like that line on the top, that straight edge. It doesn't look like a pineapple, so we're going to fix that. And again, I'm using some kind of odd different colors here, but you could do the same. Did you see all the samples from our design team? It could be, these pineapples could be any color you want. You want a 4th of July pineapple? You can make red, white, and blue. You want a Halloween pineapple? You could make it orange and black. Go real crazy, and like you're having Christmas in Australia or Hawaii, you can make a Christmas pineapple. It's up to you. What would I say my theme is? Maybe this is a spring pineapple. Maybe it's not quite ripe. We don't have the dark green under there, but oh, and I forgot our fun facts, but we'll come back to that right after I finish this card. So here it is. There's the top. Great. You see all the little edges on there? Super. What's that going to do? Cover that up. Our straight edge is gone. That's what we want to get rid of. So let's put some adhesive on here. And go ahead and add that on there. And we're going to put that on top. Whoop, did I do it the wrong way? Oh, no. Oh, here we go. That'll work. Thought I put the adhesive on the wrong side there for a second. Okay, there we go. Our card front is ready as far as the base. Let's continue on. Now we're going to get a little more interesting. We're going to try this fun stuff here. But I only want the top. I only want the top. And that means we need this piece here. We're not going to, just because we're trying to come up with a little variety, we're just going to make a die cut right here for the top. So let's see if we can do that. This glitter paper, we have lots of different colors of glitter paper on the Stamps of Life website. You might find something that's really nice and something that would be really handy for your next card project. So if you want to get that, we have it on our website. Lots of different colors. There are good varieties, and the glitter paper always just adds a little something extra to your card. And you might like to do that. Give it a try sometime. All right, everything's good except I have this backwards. So we are going to run it like that because we want this to cut the top of our pineapple. We're trying to get this section to be our glittery area. So let's do that. And that die turned a little bit. We can't have that happen. To prevent that problem, I could use some washi tape, but this is not that intricate. We should be able to pull it off. I run that through. Again, this is from 2019. So if you've been with us for a while, you may have this. If you think this is something you want for your card making projects this summer, we have it on the Stamps of Life website. So it's kind of hard to see, but it has die cut that. So let's go ahead and kind of piece that apart. Hopefully that all will come out. And this paper is a little bit softer, not as thick as this. Might be a sample sheet of glitter because I feel like our versions are a little bit thicker. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. I'm going to look and see if I want to, because I have the options of, I can use it fully. I could keep it like that, which I kind of think I like that. It has a little bit extra. Or we have the option of there's the little chads in there. You could take those out as well. But I kind of like the full look on this. Let's see what our card samples look like. So here you have the two options. You can go where you kind of just get the grid, the outline of it, which looks good. And that's originally what I thought I had in mind. But then when I saw this glitter, I hate to waste all of that. So I think I'm going to go with this look, the solid look. So we'll try that. I need some adhesive on here. And again, probably would have been better to use an adhesive sheet, but I didn't do that. So let's see if this will kind of stick together. And I need some scratch paper under there. And we are going to get this piece ready here as well. So let's do that. I'm getting the chads out of this last bit of the pineapple. And there's a couple small ones in there. So I have this little pokey tool that will kind of get those. Hopefully I won't poke myself. That doesn't ever feel good. So I don't know if you watched with us yesterday on No Makeup Monday. We had a fun time. Stephanie and I were both on, and we were like working with some of the new technology. We're able to bring on 2 people. So we might, and it was pretty easy. We might start doing that in the future. You might see some guests with Stephanie on No Makeup Monday. So that will be something to look forward to. And we'll probably figure out a way to do that on Crafting Corner every once in a while. So technology is fun once you figure it out. And of course, if it works all the time, that's really key, huh? It's got to be working, or else technology can be a real bummer. It's another one of those things when you kind of count on it and it works great. And then when you go to use it and it doesn't work, then it's a real bummer because you had these high expectations and it didn't work out. So here's the bottom. Again, my adhesive is a little messy under there because I used a full roll on and I just needed it to hit the grid. So I'm gonna, where I see the couple little extra pieces of the adhesive, I'm gonna try to get those out. And I see I missed couple little tiny chads in there, just to get those, knock them out. Is that one? All right, that looks good to me. Was that one there? No. All right, let's grab that. We're going to add this to our card front. We've got that piece looking good. Again, this is real basic. You could add even another layer under here. If you wanted a different color of solid under there, you could do that. And then I need to decorate that there up on the top. Let's do that. And for that, we're going to use this piece here now. I've got to be kind of gentle with this one because I don't want those little chads to come out. And I should be doing this on scratch paper, right? So let's do that. And almost done. Ooh, we don't want to lose that. I've got it. Whoops, dropped it. Now it's sticky. That should go on there. And you could add this right to the top. There you go. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. We've got our A2 pineapple card. It's got some sparklies on there. I chose some different colors than you might choose, but we have lots of options. That will open up on the top. You could add a sentiment to the front. Do I have any extra sentiments here? I don't think I do, but let's see. Well, just to give you an idea, you could add a little guy on there. I think we've seen him before, a little elephant. Congratulations card on top of your pineapple. Easy, easy. Now I did leave a little extra here, line here. You could trim that down if you wanted, but I kind of like to use a little bit of the extra. If I'm going to use the glitter, I might as well get the most out of it that I can. You could add a little message inside. You can add your personalized stamp on the back. So that is an easy one. Easy, don't you think? And fun. If you wanted to add a few sparkles, extra sparkles on there, you could do some stuff like that. You could decorate it up and make it look really cute. Ending up with fun ideas like this, way better than mine. But I was going basic. These are really nice cards. All right, that is the Stamps of Life. That's our pineapple fold it card die set. And again, it's available on our website. You get 3 dies, and it makes an A2 size card. If you're wondering, A2 size card, but lots of different ways that you can use that. Let's see what else. Fun facts about pineapple. One of the first things, and I don't know if it tells us this, but when you think of pineapple, what do you kind of associate it with first thing? I always think of Hawaii, but you know what? Pineapples did not start in Hawaii. I think they're from South America, like Argentina or Brazil, one of those countries. So interesting. Somehow somebody took the pineapples from South America to Hawaii, and now they've become like a mainstay in Hawaii. So whenever I think of pineapple, I think of Hawaii. And then we were watching some cartoon on YouTube last week, me and the boys, and there was a cartoon where there was a tree and there was a bunch of pineapples on the ground that were under it. I'm, oh yeah, pineapple tree. But you know what? Pineapples do not grow on trees. Did you know that? Did you know that pineapples do not grow on trees? That was I was like, oh, that's right. Because I have seen pineapples, and you know what they do? They grow out of the ground like a plant. So let's find our fun facts here. But a question for you is, first off, when it comes to pineapple, some people really love it and some people don't like it. So that is question number 1. If you like pineapple, do you have a favorite recipe that you like to use pineapple in? If you don't like it, if you don't care for pineapple, you can say, nah, it's not my favorite. You can add that in chat. But anyway, answer in the chat. If you have a favorite pineapple or favorite recipe that includes pineapple, add that in the chat. I have a couple of ideas. My grandfather used to be in the catering business, and he would make a pineapple upside down cake. That was pretty good. I remember that. So that's one way, pineapple. And then, of course, just fresh, chopped up is good. I kind of like it without the extra rind on the outside where it's just plain pineapple. But you know, they can be really nice and sweet, and some of the time they can be kind of sour. So it's kind of hit and miss on those guys. But let me know, if you had a pineapple, what would you make out of it? Of course, it's not really a real thing, but I like it. If you have a hamburger and you put a pineapple on it, like a teriyaki hamburger, that is good. And then, of course, and this is one of our fun facts, do you like pineapple on pizza? Some people do. I do. Some people no. I like a lot of different weird things on pizza. But for some people, they say no way to pineapple. To me, I say pineapple on pizza is good. But what is your favorite way to use pineapple as a recipe? I've seen it like in Jell-O or like on sundaes, but that's kind of just making it all sweet and sugary. Like real ways to use pineapple. Of course, a fruit tray is really awesome. So here we go. Let me find these fun facts for us, and we will check these out. I'll read them along with you. And this helps us to learn some things that we might not have known were really real unless you read about it right here on Take Two Tuesday. So some of the time when we come up with a subject like this, I'll just type into the internet fun facts about whatever it is, pineapple or dolphins or basketball or whatever we're making cards with. I'll try to connect it with that. But here we go. So number 1, it's not from where you might think. Although most people think of Hawaii when they think of pineapple, they make tons of pineapple there right now. According to the Smithsonian, the pineapple originated down in Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil, where they all meet. And then it says Americans started eating it. It says today just over 10% of pineapple consumed in the U.S. comes from the Aloha State. So it says a lot of it comes from Costa Rica, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Brazil. There you go. So if you're getting a pineapple, you think it's from Hawaii, It might not be. It might not be. It's slowly becoming one of America's favorite fruits. Although it has yet to reach the popularity of bananas and apples, the passion for pineapples continues to grow. It says Americans consume around 8 pounds of fresh pineapple each year, plus 2 pounds of canned pineapple. There's no way I eat that much pineapple. No way. So it's here. It says you could add it to certain baked groups, baked goods, and also pineapple juice. Did you guys have any ideas? Yes. Kellyanne says yes to ham and pineapple on pizza. Yep, I like that. Yvette says nope to pineapple on pizza. Yeah, baked ham with pineapple. That's a good one. Okie. Yep. Use salt to make pineapple sweeter. Ooh, I hadn't thought of that. And I like salt. Grilled pineapple. Vera Blue says yes, I like it. And Teresa likes it just plain smooth or in smoothies. Let me see if I can add these to our screen. We have the baked ham. No, yes. Let's see. Kellyanne said yes. So here we have Deb says yes, she likes it, but many in the family do not. That's right. Bonnie says pineapple in mixed fruit salad. That's a good one. And then I had the upside down cake too. Yep. My grandpa's recipe. Who else? Deb says she also likes it in smoothies. Great. Oh, here's a good one from Jamie. I think this would work good because grilled pineapple is good. Like if you grill it, put it on a hamburger or with some steak. I don't know. It's just one of those things that's really tasty. So those are some good ideas. Now it says pineapple. Listen to this. It can take up to 3 years for a pineapple plant to fully mature before it begins bearing fruit. 3 years to get how many pineapples? 1 pineapple. 1 pineapple. 1 pineapple grows per season. Some pineapples can live up to 50 years. So if you get 50 pineapples out of a pineapple plant, you're pretty lucky. It says it's unlike with tomatoes or strawberries or other fruits that change colors as they ripen, the tint of a pineapple skin doesn't mean anything. Listen to this. So if you're looking to decide if a pineapple is more ripe, it says look at the fruit's individual spikes. I think that's those little spikes that come out the side. It says the flatter the skin, the riper the fruit. So that is something to learn. The flatter the skin of the pineapple, the riper the fruit. So you can't tell by the color, but look for those little pokey leaves that come out the side of the pineapple. That's going to determine if it's more ripe or not. It's just what the doctor ordered. The tropical fruit has been used for centuries to ease digestion. It contains high levels of an enzyme called bromelain. I don't know what that is, which is used to treat inflammation from burns, wounds, and other injuries. Yeah, okay, great. It does not mix well with dairy. Scientific America experiment with tried to mix pineapples and milk. It found that the enzymes can break down proteins in the dairy products, making them taste bitter. Yuck. Now, that is interesting because we have that like pineapple gel or sauce that they add on top of ice cream. And I've never tasted it being bitter or anything. So maybe they do something different to the pineapple when they put it in a can. I bet that's it, huh? Maybe they're just talking about adding fresh pineapple on top of an ice cream. Doesn't work. So bad news if you're trying to use fresh pineapple with cream cheese, whipped cream, or non-dairy based desserts. Don't try that. If you do want to mix pineapple with dairy, be sure to eat the dish. Okay, here we go. Eat the dish as soon as possible. So it looks like the longer it sits in there mixing, and then it gets bad. It makes for great houseplants. I think I'm going to try this. So listen, according to expert gardeners at HGTV, you can turn a pineapple into a houseplant by first removing the spiky green crown. Twist it off in one steady motion, similar to the way you would wring out a wet towel. Once the top is removed, let it dry out and cure for several days. Do not immediately place it in the water, since unlike other plant cuttings, your goal isn't to grow roots right away. Next, remove the bottom few leaves from around the base of the crown so you are left with only the stem. So you want the stem after you dry it out. Fill a large pot with good quality soil, dig a small hole in the center, plant the pineapple top, and that's it. Place the pot in an area that gets a good amount of sunlight. Water the top regularly, and your new pineapple plant should have no problem taking root in about 2 months and growing into a healthy new plant. Hey, that will be a challenge. If you guys get a pineapple, I want to see if one of you can grow a pineapple this summer. let me know. Now, it might not actually grow a pineapple, but a pineapple plant would be impressive. So I'm going to do that. If I get a pineapple this summer, I'm going to give this a try. So it sounds like you twist off the top, trim it off a little bit, dry it out, stick it in some soil, add some water, and it's just supposed to magically grow, okay? It says that kings used to have it. They were into Christopher Columbus was the first one bringing pineapples from Guadalupe to Europe in the 1490s. So this pineapple has been around for a while. It's a sign of hospitality because of their incredible value. As more and more people became able to afford it. Oh, see, in this part before it said pineapples were expensive. $8,000 people were paying for a pineapple back in the 1700s, 1600s. Wow. That's in today's dollars. $8,000 for a pineapple? No way. So you had to be rich to have pineapples back then. So because they were in value, more and more people became able to afford pineapples over time. They are often used as a centerpiece for large meals and celebrations. You can paint, they are painted onto bowls and dishes. Let's see. And then last thing about it talks about the adding it to a pizza. And this, of course, is one of those controversial things. You might like pineapple on your pizza. You might not like it. Either way is okay. But it did mention one here that I am not going to go for: anchovies. Does anybody like anchovies on a pineapple or on a pizza? My first word is yuck. No way. I do not want little fish on the top of my pizza. So I say no to anchovies. What do you guys think? Yes to anchovies or no? I'm voting no. I hope you guys voted yes on pineapple because I am for pineapple on pizza. Pineapple and ham really mixes together. And I got it just the other day. I got this pizza from a place called Blaze Pizza where you can add all kinds of different ingredients you want. So I had like sausage on there, pepperoni, chicken, all these different cheeses, artichoke, and I added pineapple. And it was good. So I vouch for it. Pineapple on pizza, I do a vouch for it. All right, we're moving on. This next die set is a little more challenging. All right, everybody's with me. No on anchovies. Yes, I can't ever believe that was a thing that people really wanted a dead fish on the top of their pizza. Does not make sense. Does not make sense. But that's how life is. Not everything is meant to make sense. So we're going to make some sense here with our new die set. We are looking at... Oh, this one is fun and a bit challenging. Our Create a Scene card die set from March of 2021. And let me tell you, I have a lot of card samples for this one. So we didn't have a lot with our pineapple, but for this one, I do have a lot. Let me find it here on the website. So I think if you just type in Create, it's going to find this item. And it is really cool. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. All right, there it is. Create a Scene, an A2 card die set. These edges will kind of fold down. I'll show you how it does that. But you get to decorate all the inside of this however you want. So use your imagination. So this is basically making the card base and the different layers here that you can add. But you get to decorate all of this and make it look just how you want. Birthday with birdhouses. Celebrate. I think this word, I'm going to type this in real quick on our website because the die set that I have does not have this word celebrate. But I have a lot of card samples that have this celebrate option on it. And I will show you what they look like, but it does not come in this die set. And I'm trying to figure out where this came from. It's possible that this die set was released on HSN. And at that time, we had added the celebrate word to it. Possible. I don't know. But let me look here on the website real quick. And I don't see any. Oh, there it is. So you see the celebrate right here? You can use this. When you see the card ideas, it would work on this card die set. Hello would work there too. So if you have any of these dropout words, they will work on these card fronts. And I'll show you what those samples look like here in just a minute. So let's go back to the main item, and we'll keep scrolling through these. You'll see the Celebrate used there. And that is the base of the card. It comes with all these panels. How many dies? 13 dies. Now, you really only need about 4 or 5 of them are actually going to do most of the work. So we'll show you how that comes together here in just a second. Can be under the water. Just keep swimming. There's our sloths wishing you a chill birthday. Top view, you can see the layers in there that you can add. And so it's a really decorative, fun one. And before I die cut it, I am going to show you the card samples I have here. And there are, again, a lot of them. So we are going to go through them. If you get bored, you can go read Proverbs chapter 18. But I want to show you all these because some of the time a card idea can really inspire you in some way. Maybe you just see an idea here that I show, and maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the card die set that I'm making, but you go, ooh, I would like to take that idea and make it my own on this type of card. So think that way too whenever I show you the samples. If you have this die set, when is it from? From 2021. You should be using it because it's one of those ones that are definitely a year-round type of die set, one you could use anytime you wanted. So let me show you. I'm going to show you the ones first that had the Celebrate on it. And one thing I would really recommend on this, because these cards have a lot of movement. So it comes down to an A2 like that, but it can fold up and it can move to the center like that. You see that? But there is a lot of movement on these cards, so it can fold down that way or that way. But since there's so much movement, you have to really make sure these things are glued down really good. So I think I would recommend using, what is that? Is it the masking tape, or I don't know. Stephanie has the score tape. I think it's the score tape. Maybe the score tape for this, because you need something that's really strong. Because when this card's getting moved, you don't want it to fall apart. And I did I was practicing with this one a couple days ahead of time, and I used just a regular roll-on adhesive. One side stayed just perfect. The other side was peeling off, and I put a good amount of adhesive. So I would highly recommend on cards that have a lot of movement like this, that you're going to use a glue or a score tape, or you're really going to pay some extra attention, because when your recipient gets the card, you don't want it to fall apart, correct? You want that card to look nice for them. So I do recommend making sure, I would test it ahead of time, practice it, cutting the card base, adding just the layers, and making sure you have a plan ahead of time of how you're going to glue these together, and you're going to make sure they stay together. Very important. Okay, very important. And I'm just telling you that because based on my experience, cards that move, they just need a little bit of extra help. All right, so here it is. It come in your card like that, flat, and then they can open it up, and it'll look like that. Let me show you over here on our little cutting table. Okay, there's that. Let's move this back. Wow, that looks so bright today. I don't know what happened to my colors. Let's scoot that over a bit, and I'll show you the card samples we have here. My screen, it looks good, so I hope it looks good to you too. So we're going to mow through these. A bunch of these are Celebrate at the beginning, but again, this will give you some ideas of what you can do with it. And again, if you don't have this card base, you can find it on our website. You can also use some of these ideas for your own cards. All right, there we go. And I'm just going to kind of run through these Celebrates here at the birthday. Look at that one at the beginning. Celebrate, you got a birthday cake with some balloons, closes up. Here's a Under the Sea. Look, we saw that on the website. Just keep swimming, it says. So they call it create a scene. You get the layers, you get to decorate and make your own scene. You could add your own sentiments in there. I was wondering, well, what could you do if you really wanted to write something? If you really wanted to, you could go without the layer here in the middle, and you could write in your own sentiment there. Maybe you wanted to write a note to a friend, or you wanted to say happy birthday and sign it yourself. You could not decorate that little centerpiece, but these cards have been decorated really nice. Look at that one. That looks fantastic. Good. And again, I have a bunch of Celebrates here. We do have this die. Maybe you have a die that is similar to this that would stretch across the front of that card. It would work really nice. This is not quite 4th of July, but it certainly makes you think of 4th of July, all right? Stars and lots of reds and blues. This has some nice colors to it. Celebrate with our bunch of cupcakes on there. We're almost through our Celebrate ones, and then we'll go with some other themes. Ooh, an ice cream sundae there. I don't see any pineapple on that one. If you did, you better eat it fast, right? And let's see, wishing you a, see, here's one that is, this has been in the box for a long time, and this side did come apart a little bit with our sloth. Here's the basic one from the card, from the packaging that you'll see there. Our birdhouse scene. So lots and lots and lots that you can do with this. Now, before I make my card, we are going to do our Family Feud game. Okay, so that's coming up next. We're going to do Family Feud. So hang on for that right after I show you these card samples. And this would take a while to decorate any of these. So we will take a little extra time, a little extra effort. So when I go to show you, I'm just going to do a couple of the panels and the strip across the front, just to give you an idea how it works. Birdhouses again. And just think you could add any little guys down here. You want to add a dog house or some of our little cookie stamps or Friends of Cookies. That would all work on there. And we're getting close. Couple more. Birdhouses were really popular on this one, apparently. And here we have our gnome. This looks like a gnome fairy. Whoops. Make sure he holds together. 1 second. Come on, little gnome. He's sticking on me here. All right, we got him. There's our gnome with the birdhouses. So think of anything that you have, you can decorate and make your own little unique scene on there. There's a super one with some balloons and gifts. Happy birthday. And back to our birdhouse, and they've added our rainbow. That is called Rainbow to Stamp there in the back. You make life colorful. So that is all my samples. The die set, again, it has 13 dies. 13 dies are in the set. In a couple of minutes here, I will show you how to make the base and a couple of the panels for it. So we're going to come back to that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and let's get ready for let's do our Family Feud game right now. Let's do that. So let me change this real quick. So everybody, you got to jump in the chat. If you haven't jumped in yet, this is your chance to get involved, okay? I need your help with the answers if we're going to win. I think with you and between me and you, we can get some right answers. Whoever we're playing against, we can win this game. So let's give it a shot. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of that real quick. Hide that. And I'm going to find our Family Feud game. There it is. Set to go. Let me share this screen so you can see what I am seeing. I don't think you can see that. And we're going to present. So I'm talking and yakking, but I'm just kind of talking to myself. So you can just tune me out here for a second as I get this screen ready. And Family Feud. There we go. All right. Share. Can everybody see that? Can everybody see our game? Let me know there in the chat real quick before we get started. Let me go back. I got to make sure I can see. I've got to take that one off of there. That one goes over there so I can see what you guys are going to answer. Can you see the game? Yes, says Debbie. Yes. Okay, here we go. Round one. So I think this round one is just for regular points. Now, again, with Family Feud, you have to think like the general group of questionnaires, not your specific answer. So try to think of what other people would answer. Remember what they say, the survey says. So think of what the survey would say. That when you post your answer in there, think of what the survey would say. Your general answer or the one that you think is actually the best one could be the best one. But some of the time we just think of only what I would answer, and then we're going to miss out on what the survey says. So here we go. All right, I'm going to press play, and we'll get this game going. And hopefully if my typing's up to snuff, we will win. So here we go. playing against somebody named Lacey. We gotta win. We gotta win. Round one. Here's our question. Name something a billionaire has that might be as big as your house. Whew. Something a billionaire has that's as big as your house. I'm going to say boat. How about boat? Boat. Boat. Anybody else? Yes. How about a pool? That's a good one. Let's try pool. What do you guys think about airplane? Is anybody? Yes. Good one. Jet. Let's try jet. You might say airplane, but let's see jet. Oh, no. Let's try airplane. I think they just did not like our wording there. Airplane. No. Anybody else? Yacht. We got boat, yacht. Garage. We could try it, but this will be our third strike, but we're getting low on time anyway, so let's give it a try. Yes. There's still 3 more answers. Anybody? I can't think of anything else. We said, oh, bank account. That's a good one, but I don't think that will go either. Yeah. Bathroom. That might have been a good one. Ego. Good job, you guys, anyway. We got 89. 89, we're ahead. But now it gets a little more tricky because the next couple rounds, there are more, it's worth more points. I think this one's double. Here we go, round two. Round two. Round two. Here we go. Double points. The question, name something people swallow without chewing. Something people swallow without chewing. Help, I need help. I need help. I'm just going to say food. They shouldn't, but okay. Hey, it didn't give me any points for that. Gum? You should chew it, right? But do people not chew it? Oh, no. Pills? Good. Oh, that's a good one. Pills. Vitamins. What do you think vitamins? You think vitamins would go in there? Yeah, good one. Vitamins. How about vitamins? No, they didn't like vitamins. Soup. Okay, that's a good one. Soup. Nope, we're out. Oh, gee. Water. Ice cream. We didn't do so good that time. Oysters. Ice cream. Who said ice cream? Their pride. That's a good one. Their pride. That was a good one. Are we still in front? All right, we're still winning. But we've got to dominate this last round or we're going to end up losing. Here we go. Round 3. Round 3. Our third and final round. Triple points. Triple points. Name something that goes out. Something that goes out. Something that goes out. Let's name something that goes out. I don't know. Anybody can help me? Something that goes out. Style? I'm just going to guess style. You're back. All right, back. Let's try back. Good one. Lights. Ooh, that's good. Lights. Good one. Lights. Come on. I think we're going to lose. Lights. Oh, good one. Electricity. Dog. Who said dog? Garbage. Ooh, that's a good one. Garbage. Yes. Anybody else? Lights. Garbage. Tide. Oh, the tide would have been a good one. If we would have had time, that would have been a good one. Warranty. Good. Dog. Somebody told me dog, right? Did we win? Ooh, we still won. Look, that's pretty close, though. 491 to 454. So if I could, I would give you a high five right now. High five. High five to you and to you. Give yourself a high five. I thought fire would have been good. Car, dogs, and you were right. And I didn't get that one. Who else said dog? Bear Blue said dog too. You guys are good. I didn't get that one. Sorry. It's just not, I know you take your dog out for a walk. Correct? All right, where am I? Where am I? Let's see. Well, good job, everybody. That is our game so far. That is our game so far. Yep, dogs go out for a walk. You are right. Let me remove this one. Okay, again, congratulations. Good job, everybody. Thanks for helping me out because I was only going to get about half those answers myself. Okay, where were we? Where were we? We're going to try to die cut a little bit with this one. Create a scene from the Stamps of Life. Create a scene. Let me find that one more time. Again, after this, we'll do our good news segment. We will be in Proverbs 18 if you want to join and read along. Maybe you have a Bible on your phone or your tablet. There are free Bibles on the computers too. If you're like at a computer desktop right now, just type in Bible. There are lots of places where if you just type free Bible, they'll let you read for free. So it's kind of nice. And if you have just a regular, good old-fashioned paper Bible, that is fantastic too. That is what I'm going to use today. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get to work with this and see what we can come up with. Again, I'm not really going to make a card like with a theme or anything, but I'm going to show you how it kind of comes together. And remember, lots of glue, lots of strong adhesive. That's going to be really, really important if you're using this die set. Don't forget that. Adhesive, glue, score tape, something really strong is going to be very, very important. All right. And actually, sadly, I only have adhesive here at my table. So I am going to use adhesive. Even though I recommend don't do that, that's what we're going to do here. Because that's just how we roll here at the Stamps of Life. We just do our own thing. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it fails. I know if I were just to use this adhesive that I have here on this card, when my recipient went to open up this card, it would fall apart. So just know that you really want to have something strong because you don't want to have somebody at the other end open up your card and have it fall apart, do you? No. Okay, I'm trying to come up with something interesting here. We're definitely not going to look for green paper today because in my stash, it doesn't exist. It does not exist. So think of any color you want. Again, remember our card samples, they use all kinds of different colors. All kinds of different colors. You can use anything you want. Don't let that hold you back. Any colors you want. Look at all these different colors that have been used here. So let's do that. So I'm going to take the largest die here in the set. This is the one that's going to make the base for us. And then basically all we have to do is take the base and decorate it. So all the other dies are just going to be decoration for this card base here. So we're going to run it through our machine. To avoid my speed bumps, I'll put that at just a little bit of an angle. And then we're going to run it through here. Again, thanks for all of you for helping me out on the Family Feud there. I think every time we've played that game, we have won. Every time we've played that game, we have been winners. Some of the other games, not so much. Even though I think our last quiz, we got like 90% of them right. So we did good on that last quiz we did. I think it was related to words. But usually those quizzes, we are down around 50%. So we try to stick with Family Feud as much as we can. So here it is. Let's die cut it. And you see the score lines on there? It's created all those score lines for us. So I can just kind of fold it in on this side. And then I'm going to fold it back. And then I'm going to let that side go out and then fold in this side. And of course, you could run your bone folder on these to get these score lines really nice. So already there you have the base of your card. When it goes into your envelope, it's probably going to look a little bit more like this. And then when it's displayed, it will open up like that. Excuse me 1 second. I got to hit the cough button. Whew. When I start talking too much, some of the time my throat gets a little itchy. I should keep a water bottle or something here, but I don't have one with me. So I had to hit the cough button there for a second. So there's my scraps. I've got a lot of extra here to use at a later time. Now we just got to figure out how are we going to decorate this. I'm going to go super easy, and I'm just going to get some pattern paper sheets out of here and see what we can do. And here's looks like a nice combo right off the bat to me. So I'm going to try these and see how this works out. Got some flowers there. And let's see what we can do. We'll probably use our straight edges on all of this. Keep it nice and simple and clean. That will go in the back. What else will we do? Flower, no. We've got to get something for, this will be our side panels. Side panels. Trying to not make this be too tricky. And maybe we can just use this for the inside seams of our cards. Let's do that. Okay, I think I have a plan. We'll see how if it all comes together or not. This might be nice too. So we're going to go crazy. We're going to use a lot of different sheets here and see what we can do. All right, so for the center of the card, this part of the die set right here, we're going to use the big flowers. And we're going to take the largest square and run that through. We'll set that up here for 1. And then to keep things moving along, let's go ahead and, ooh, that's probably not going to look good. Let's see. What do we want to do? I don't want to get too crazy with the flowers. Ooh. Let's go ahead and, let's try to run this through first and we'll see what happens. So this better be this way so I can see what I'm die cutting. And I'm going to grab, this will be for the panels of the Create a Scene card. This will be for the panels. You can layer the panels if you want, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep things moving along here as quick as we can. Again, this card, it's not hard to do, I would say, but it does take a little more time. Because you have all these different layers that I guess you don't have to decorate them all, but it's going to look a lot better if there are some decorations on here. So let's try this. All right, so this one I'm going to have to run through again because I need it to match. So we'll leave that just how it is. And we'll try to run that through again. And we've got that piece, good. Let's try this one more time. We're going to need 2 of those so they match on each side. We'll kind of keep that close together to get the most out of, I'm using lots of sheets of pattern paper here, but these are just some old ones that I had found around the office that maybe had been used before, and they're just some extra kind of scrap sheets. So it's no big. Hey, what was that? Oh, my phone. My phone fell. All right, let me fix that. Oh. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, so I've got these 2 cut out. Let's start to piece this together so you can kind of see we are actually making progress. Let's do that. I'm going to move this over here again. I think you can see a little better from this side. So I have this one for our center for one of our panels. And where did the base of my card go? Does anybody see my card base? Where did that card base go? Dun, 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 dun. We lost it. Does anybody see the card base? It was like light blue. What did I do with that? Nope. How could that be gone? The big old card base. You know, the big blue one? Does anybody see it on my desk? Does anybody see the big card base from my desk? So there's all the pieces we were using. Did I put it under the machine? Let's see. Oh, ta-da! Hiding under the die set, like perfectly. If you saw it, great. I didn't see it, but we got it back. Okay, there we have our panels. Let's get some adhesive on these, and we're going to put some old scratch paper under here that we don't mind getting a little messy. So again, for this part of the card, it's really not motion, so you'll probably be okay with the adhesive like this. But for the parts that move a little bit more, again, I think you're going to want a stronger holding. So here we go for our center. just kind of make sure that looks even. There we've got the back. And let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's go ahead and add this to one of the panels here. Good. And let's go ahead and do this panel. We're on our way. So now we just to get the base of the card, we're off to a good start. We need to get something for the panel here, and then we need to add our little inserts on the inside as well. So we're going to do another round. And let's see, do we want to use this, or I don't know. I'm going to go crazy and try this. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good idea or not, because I already have this pattern of flowers here. I think this will match, but it could look a little crazy, but let's give it a try. So 2 times we want to run this through, and to keep things moving, we're going to I'm going to show you. These are going to be the levels, the stages that you have in the card, the scene area. We're going to use this light pink. And to do that, you get this larger die here for the bottom. And it does have a layering die if you want. And this one we can use for the inside piece, and it also has a layering. So you could get really quite a bit more decorative than I'm going to show you, but a couple of options that you have. Let's run this through. You've got to get a cutting pad on top. So I'm just giving you kind of the base of the card. Maybe for these colors, like if you have some of our bunnies to stamp, or garden bunnies, they might look really nice on this. We have a lot of pastel colors here, and it would look kind of like good with some spring animals. And that first thing that pops in my mind are our little bunnies, maybe a squirrel, something from the forest, whatever you want to do, whatever kind of critters or images you want to add. Again, that is totally up to you. So I have one here, but on that one I need 2 runs. So we're going to do that one more time. This went through. So here I have my layers that are going to go on the inside. I have one edge panel here, and I need 1 more of these. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get 1 more, and then we're going to put this card together. What a mess I'm making today. What a mess. Here we go. Let's try again. Make sure that is kind of similar to that one. And run it through one more time. One more time. And we're going to bring all this back over here so we can finish up this card. And again, things are going good so far. So far, so good. All right, I have my 2 panels. Make that so it doesn't tip in. I have the inserts for our stages, our create a scene levels that we want to do. I can put this off to the side. I'm done with that card base. And my scratch paper, I have that. All right, let's keep rolling. Adhesive, let's get that on there. I bet this adhesive roller is getting low, and I don't have a backup one here, so hopefully I have enough. Let's take our card base, and we have flowers on here. I'm not sure how this is going to look, but this is what we're giving it a try. We're going to add that one to the front, and we will add that one to the front. Now all we need to get our scene ready is our stages right in there in the middle. So that's what we're going to add next. Here they are. We have a larger one and a smaller one. Of course, you could come up with different colors or patterns, and you can decorate these. I just grabbed a nice, easy color that would kind of coordinate what we have going there. We don't want to look too busy. So having some solid colors might help this card out, because look at all these patterns I have going. 1, 2, 3, which they don't look bad, but I think if I added some more patterns, it might get a little bit wacky. So we are just trying to have little score lines here for these tabs. And, whoops, that is wrong. I do not fold that down. So those stay just like that. And this will be the points where you really want the extra adhesive. You really want to go all out on this part, because this is the part of the card that is going to have the movement. And if you're not sure that this is going to stick and stay in place, you're going to be disappointed when your card goes to get open and it falls apart. So I am trying to show you quickly with the adhesive that I have, a card that will not fall apart. but no guarantees on this one. Okay, no guarantees because it kind of needs to sit in place and really adhere to the card, because there's going to be a lot of tension and pressure on this section here. So there you have the one insert, but you can see how it's already coming apart right there. So you really want to have this really glued in, really stuck in there. I'm going to try to give it a little bit of extra push, make sure those hold together. And then we just need to add one more layer. And I've already added the adhesive to that, so that should go across right there. Hopefully you can see that. Ta-da! Look at that. My card is ready to go. Now this will be the tricky part. Would this hold together? I'm not going to press my luck because, again, I don't trust that adhesive, but it would fold down in your card. When your recipient opens up like that. You have your layers in here that you can decorate. You can add critters. You could add flowers. You could put some sentiments on there. Again, my thought was if you really wanted to have a special touch, you could sign your name back there, have a little sentiment and sign your name. You could put that right on the back of that card. But you can see it was not, this is the second time I've used this card base. And you can see that you can easily make something really nice with this. Look at these other dies that come with this card. So you can do some stripes, you can do some stars, circles. You can get really decorative by just adding solids. You can do pattern papers. You have lots of options. There are lots of layering dies. So while my card is really, really kind of basic right now, you can decorate and make this a really beautiful card, just depending how much time you want to add to it. But you can layer, you could have nice backgrounds with these colors. Simple, easy. Remember the key, I would say on this card or any type of card with a lot of motion where it's folding and getting moved and pulled around, you want to make sure you really adhere it really good. So there it is. You'll have lots of space. You can sign off on the back, add your personalized. I really like it. It's Create a Scene die set by the Stamps of Life. A few years back, one from 2021. I think it is a really nice set that you might enjoy. And one of the big reasons I say that is because it is really, really super versatile. There are lots of different occasions. Remember, I showed you all these different card samples that I had. Tons of card samples. Birthdays, celebrate. What else? These are all my celebrate ones. Celebrate. Under the water scene. We had sloths on here. We had flowers. We had this cool happy birthday. We had the gnomes. Do you have gnomes? They'll fit on there. All right. See, this one fell apart. Gnomes right there. Gnomes on the front of your card. Whatever you have, you can use with the Create a Scene. It's up to you. You can make a totally awesome card. You can just go basic, just like I did. Add a sentiment on there. Happy birthday. A birthday balloon. You're good to go. All right, that is it for our presentations today with our die sets. I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to get ready for our good news segment. If you have a Bible, open up to Proverbs 18. We did all of our, before we do that, I wanted to mention a last couple things. This Sunday, we have a brand new Die Hard Club and Stamp Club shipment coming out this Sunday. If you think you want the trucker hats that are currently our club set, you want to sign up right now. What happens when you join the Stamp Club or Die Hard Club? Awesome things. First off, when you join the club, you get 2 gifts. You're going to get 2 gifts. Welcome to the club gifts. That's when you sign up for the Die Hard Club or the Stamp Club. Those gifts will be mailed out with you with your first club shipment, which right now you get trucker stamps. Once you join the club, you start earning club points because you are a club member. Awesome. Next, when you shop on the Stamps of Life website, you get a 15% discount for club members only. That is on every order you place, every item that is on our website, anytime. endlessly. You get a sale on the Stamps of Life website where you get 15% off. Now, just about weekly, we have some new items that come out on flash sale. You get your flash sale price, plus if you're a club member, you also get the club discount on top of the flash sale. So whenever something comes out on flash sale, if you like it, that is the time to get it, because you're going to get the best price on flash sale and you're going to get the club discount on everything that's new. Now, once the items go off flash sale, you're still going to be able to get your club discount, but you're going to lose that extra flash discount. So I highly recommend that. If you're a club member and you see something you like on the Stamps of Life website and it's on flash sale, that's going to be the best price just about 99% of the time that you'll ever see on something that's released on our website. So join the club. You'll like it. The new shipment will start going out Sunday. I'll get some of those into the post office, and then for sure all of them by when the post office really opens on Monday. So next Sunday, that will be June 1st. We'll be shipping out the new set. I can't give you any hints, tips. Maybe there will be something on Crafting Corner this week, but I'm not sure. So that leads me to the next. If you haven't joined us yet, on Thursday nights, we do Stephanie's Crafting Corner. Join us for that. That will be on YouTube, Facebook, and sometimes Instagram. Instagram got broke last time, so I don't know what happens. We can't always count on the Instagram. It's kind of weird. And then I wanted to mention our May card kit. I do have a photo that I can show you. I wanted to have one here in hand, but I didn't. Let's see, where did it go? Yes, our card kit is really awesome. The card kit, same thing. When you join the card kit, you get 2 gifts when you join the club. So let me show you that photo. There it is. That is the May card kit. It is shipping currently. If you want to get it, it is available. Let's see. Do I have another slide? No, not that one. Nope. Let's see. So that is shipping out. That is the May card kit. It comes with, you see that A1 scallop edge card base. So it includes a card base. And look at all those cool stickers and the pattern paper and the embellishments and all that awesome stuff you get with it. So if you have thought about joining one of our clubs, the card kit's really awesome because you just open up the kit, that big envelope there, that's the Stamps of Life at the top with the light blue in it, that has all cardstock in it. All of these items coordinate. You're going to be able to open this box. If you have adhesive or glue, scissors, you're going to be able to start making cards right on your own just by opening this box. So this is a great way to get involved. You'll see there's a little pink sticker on the right. That is the free gifts that I am sending out to all of you who are in the May Card Kit Club. 2 free gifts from me, extra. That's every Card Kit Club member is getting the 2 Ken freebies in their club shipment. So those are all included. Plus, if you're new to the club, you get 2 welcome to the club gifts. So those are a couple things that I wanted to mention to you. Back to the show. That was kind of like our commercial. Let's get back to the important stuff here. But some things I wanted to remind you of. Club is awesome and fun. You're really going to love it. We just asked for a 3-month commitment. There are no joining fees, no cancellation fees, none of that kind of extra stuff. It's designed to where we think you're really going to enjoy being a club member. You're going to get these great stamps, dies, card kits that you're going to really enjoy creating with. And when you get something that you like, you're just going to want to get more of it. So most likely you're going to want to stay in the club past those 3 months. But that kind of gives you a trial period. You can test it out. No big major commitments, but you'll get to join in the fun. As club members, you're the first to get all these new club items when they get shipped out. So something to think about for all of you. All right, let's head on to Proverbs 18. If you have a Bible, go ahead and open that up. And let's wrap things up here. How are we doing for time? I think we're doing pretty good. Today is a pretty basic but interesting topic for us to think about and something we should consider. It talks about friendships. And so I'll give you our main verse here from the end, but then I'll give you a little insight on some things that I found. So this is our main verse that we are talking about here. It's whoops, I messed up the number. That should say Proverbs 18, verse 24. So where you see where it says 1532, disregard that. I made a mistake. That should be Proverbs 18, verse 24. But it says, a man who has friends must himself be friendly. but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Again, that's Proverbs 18, verse 24. So what do you think we're talking about today? Friends. So I went ahead and I did some searching on the internet, and I tried to find out some important information that is not necessarily biblical, but I certainly think it is the reason that we need friends, and God wants us to be friends, and he wants us to be friendly. So I'm going to go over some of those. What are the benefits of friendships? So it says good friends are good for your health. Number one, friends can help you celebrate good times and support you during bad times. Friends help keep you from feeling alone. Friends can also raise your sense of connection, belonging, and purpose, boost your happiness, and lower your stress level. We all need to be happier and have less stress, right? It can improve your confidence and feelings of self-worth, help you cope through hard times such as divorce, serious illness, job loss, or the death of a loved one. Nobody wants to be alone during any of those times, right? And it can urge you to change or avoid habits that aren't healthy. These might include drinking too much or not exercising. So sometimes maybe a friend will just say something that would encourage you. So friends play a big role in your overall health. Adults with strong social connections, it says, have a lower risk of many health problems. That includes depression, high blood pressure, and an unhealthy weight. In fact, studies have found that older adults who have close friends and healthy social supports are likely to live longer than their peers who have fewer friends. So how good your friendships are let me see, I got this. What's a healthy number of friends? What is a healthy number of friends? Should you have a few close friends or a big network of a bunch of friends? It depends. For each person, it's different. Having close friends means a lot, and it's important. It seems like in general, these are generalities, that women usually have a few more close friends than the guys do. But it's interesting, the studies that it says that when women might have 1 to 4 close friends, and the guys would probably have less than that. And sadly, a lot of guys have no close friends, or maybe 1 or 2, so less on the close friend side. But it seems like guys in general have, in a group of, they have more, not close friends, but friends like they associate with than women. So guys might have a little bit of a broader group, while women will have, in general, this is in general, a set of fewer friends, but they're closer friends. Does that make sense? So, but here it says, sadly, this is a sad thing. It says that younger people have less friends than older people, as a generality, which is interesting. So it said they did a study of younger people, like in their 20s and 30s, and it says that 12% of adults they claim to have no friends, have no close friends, 12%. Now, the problem with that is, back in 1990, they kind of did the same study. It was only 3% of people who said they didn't have any close friends. So that number is growing. That is kind of a disturbing trend. So younger people are not making friends. And I wonder if that has to do with technology, our phones, how so much more of our daily activity is in front of a screen. Could that affect our friendships? I think it could. And then, so that's kind of a sad trend, but also maybe it could be related to the pandemic. I think that really shook a lot of people and really threw them off. Probably some people lost friends. They lost contact with people. Once you get kind of stuck in the rut where you were just staying home all the time and you weren't getting out, it's probably hard to get that going again. So I think that could affect it also. But here back in our verse, and if you want to add any comments in the chat, I'd love to hear what you say. Sometimes you guys get real quiet during our devotional Bible time, but if there's a thought in your mind, you want to add it in the chat, I love to hear from you anytime. So you can add that definitely in to the comment section here. But back to our verse, let me find that again. So it says, and again, this is wrong, and this is the end of chapter 18 of Proverbs. It says, a man who has friends must himself be friendly, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So this is simple instruction, right, from the Bible. We're trying to do what the Bible tells us to do. So it says, if you want to have friends, you've got to be friendly towards others. So rather than, sometimes we go, oh, I don't have any friends, nobody likes me. Are we going out and stepping out, and are we trying to be friendly towards other people? So we need to engage with other people. We need to talk with other people. We need to get involved with activities where we see other people. We need to ask questions. If you ask somebody a question, that is an amazing thing to a lot of people, because you know what, if you're taking the time to listen to somebody, that is a real skill and a real gift. And a lot of people nowadays feel like they're never heard, or they say something and nobody's listening. So if you ask somebody a question and you're really interested in their story, their life, what they have to say, that can really impact and develop a friendship. Find something to do together with other people. That is a really good one, I think. Getting involved with something that you have in common with others is a great way to develop friendships. And then, what we really need to do is look for people who don't have friends. Somebody that we know is alone, somebody that doesn't get out that often. How can we become friends to them? That is really important. You know how we're talking about we need to love like Jesus? I really think that would be something Jesus would want us to do, to reach out to the people who kind of seem like they're alone, that are off the radar. All we got to do is show them some kindness, spend some time with them, develop a friendship. It can really impact a person's life. And we saw the benefits for us if we do those things. It's going to be something good for us too if we have friends. But then I wanted to, if we go back in Proverbs, if you have your Bible, if you go back to verse 1, I kind of wanted to contrast what we're talking about right here with verse 1. Look at what this one says. So this time I got the right chapter. Proverbs 18. It says, a man who isolates himself, and this would count for a woman too, a man or woman who isolates himself or herself seeks his own desire. He rages against all wise judgment. So when we isolate ourselves rather than surrounding ourselves with friends, we start to just live for ourselves. Like we start to live a selfish life. We're only concerned about ourselves, our own needs. And that is kind of getting off track, I think, of what God wants us to do. So here what happens, it says like we start to seek our own desire, do our own thing. It says he rages against all wise judgment. So when we start to live in isolation, when we're just kind of, again, just doing our own thing, we're not concerned about anybody. Somebody comes to us with some wise information or judgment. I don't want to hear that. We start to put up walls where we're not receptive to other people's ideas. Maybe somebody has a recommendation. Hey, if you did this, this might benefit you. But no. See, now I'm isolating myself. I'm just doing what I want. I'm not going to listen to anybody else's advice. This is very unwise. Very unwise. Does any of us think we have it all together, that we know everything? There's just no way. None of us does. So it's clear, that God wants us to be friendly and to have friends, what we're talking about. You can't have friends if you isolate yourself. You can't have friends if you're shutting other people out. We have to be the ones who step out and show friendship, reaching out to others, being interested in the lives of others, doing things with others, getting involved. We have to be the ones who initiate that. That is definitely what God wants us to do. And so as we're talking about, we could have these good friends, we could be great friends, but I want you to know that right here, again, back to our main verse, the Bible says, there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Who would that friend be? That would be Jesus Christ. Of all our friends, he is going to be the best friend that you could ever have, that I could ever have. He's a friend that loves us far above any friend or family member that we'll ever have, that we have ever had in the past or will ever have in the future. His love is eternal. It goes on and on forever. It's full of grace and mercy. His love never fails. His love never fails. Even when life comes in, things didn't work out quite the way you expected, you can still know that Jesus is still there. He still loves you. He's got your back. And maybe you're going to face that challenge or that thing that didn't work out the way you expected, but he's going to be there for you. He's going to be, the Bible talks about, he's our rock, our solid place to stand on. And like again, I said, he never fails. And in the end, he makes us whole and complete. And I think that's really important. Look at what this verse says. Let me switch over verses. I have one more to show you. From John 15, Jesus, speaking to his disciples, said this to them. He said, "You are my friends if you do whatever I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for a servant does not know what his master is doing. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard from my Father, I have made known to you." So that is John chapter 15, verse 14 to 15. Another typo there, but you get the idea. John chapter 15. Jesus wants, just like his disciples here, he wants to be your friend. He is interested in you. He is interested in me. There's great things he wants to do for us in and through us. So as what has he called us to do? To obey him. How do we do that? We're reading the Bible together and learning what he wants us to know. He's giving us instructions. Are we going to, last week we told, maybe it was last week or the week before, we talked about going out and applying the things that we're learning and doing them. So we're obeying his commands. We're spending time with him in prayer. We're just offering him our worship and praise. We're thanking him for all that he has done for us. And as we do this, we're going to gain access. Well, I wouldn't say gain access because we have the access once we trust and put our faith in him, but we're going to have this tremendous friendship with God. And if God is your best friend and he's the best friend you could ever have, how's that going to make you feel? It's going to make you feel, like I said before, whole and complete. You're going to live a life that is fulfilling and complete and satisfying. And the great thing is, it's going to be the life that lasts for all of eternity. We're talking not about just here on earth, but when our time is up, when we breathe our last breath here on earth, we're going to move on in to eternity. And we're going to be with our best friend. We're going to be with Jesus for all of eternity. That will be amazing. That will be amazing. But today, let's see how we can do what God has commanded us. Reach out and be friends. Let's be friends of Jesus by doing what he commands us to do. Let's spend time with him. That is a real key thing, I think. When we think about friends, we got to spend time with them, right? So whether it's spending time with Jesus by getting into his word, by praying, whether it's being a friend that we have in our neighborhood, we got to do that. How do we do it? We spend some time with them. We share a meal with them. We go out to have a good time with them. We talk with them, converse with them. We send them an email. Simple things like that, a text. I mean, these aren't as quite as intimate ways to communicate, but there are also ways that we can impact people in a very simple way. Maybe for some of you, it's making a card today, making a card and sending it out to somebody you care about and just signing your name to it from your friend and sign your name, or I just wanted to let you know that I love you and I'm thinking about you. Sign your name to it. It can really, really make a big difference. But let's not be like the people who isolate themselves and live our own little world and do our own little thing, but let's rather live for God's kingdom. Let's go out and be friends towards people and see what we can do. And also knowing that it has a positive impact on us too. So that's good. It works both ways. When we're friendly, there are also some benefits that come back for us. And so why not go for these things, right? All right, that is it. Have a wonderful day. I hope you had a good time sharing our Good News devotional here. Maybe there's something for you to think about. Maybe you have lots of friends already. Awesome, congratulations. Maybe you just have one or two friends. Look for ways maybe to make a few more friends. That would be a challenge, right, for all of us today. That would be a challenge for all of us. All right, let's see what else. I think that's going to wrap it up. We are done. I have tons of stuff to do around here, and I'm sure you have lots of things to do, but thanks for hanging in there with me and joining me for this episode. I think we had a fun, good time today. I'll see you on Thursday night for Crafting Corner, and then next week I'll be back on for Take Two Tuesday at the same time, right here, same channel, all that fun stuff. I will see you soon. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Enjoy whatever you're up to. And I hope you're having a blessed day. Okay. I know things are going good here. So let me finish up here and sign things out. And there we are. Take care. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.